Hi everyone, welcome to End of the World Weekly. Let me tell you how this show works. I'm Newsbot 29000. I'm a robot from the post-apocalyptic future. I've been programmed to send these broadcasts into the past in hopes that you Earth humans can avoid all the calamities that led to the end of the world. Okay, got it? Good. So let me tell you about some of your current events and how they spiral out of control and bring about the apocalypse. While visiting South Korea on Monday, Vice President Mike Pence warned North Korea that the U.S. was going to abandon the failed policy of strategic patience and replace it with Trump's foreign policy-o-matic, a sophisticated device that analyzed diplomatic situations and provided the best solution available for all parties. While dining with the Chinese Prime Minister last week, Ivanka Trump was awarded 3 trademarks allowing her to expand her brand in China. The dinner table discussion between the Chinese leader and the first daughter was originally supposed to focus on green energy and China stealing American manufacturing jobs. But after receiving her trademarks, the two stuck to topics like how China and Taiwan are really just one big country, and how any sort of tariffs on imported Chinese goods are probably a bad idea. Bill O'Reilly was fired from Fox News on Wednesday. The longtime host of cable news' most-watched show was on vacation in Italy at the time when Fox News called and told him not to bother coming back. Upset with the popular opinion of the day that women were people, not objects, O'Reilly partnered with his old pal Roger Ailes to start a new news company. A company where boys could be boys. A company where men could talk about the important issues of the day without worrying about hurting any liberal snowflakes' feelings. A company where women were contractually obligated to fillet their bosses. On Wednesday, the University of California at Berkeley canceled a speech conservative pundit Ann Coulter was supposed to give later in the month out of fear of violent protests. Pro- and anti-Trump students and civilians had been having violent clashes on campus and in the city over the past several weeks, and the university wasn't confident in its ability to fully protect any of its venues. Coulter was able to go ahead with the event after guaranteeing the school she could secure the venue with her boss's private security firm. And that brings us to our Alternative Facts of the Week segment. Let's get started. Alternative fact number 1. Scientists explain there's no reason to fear rising water levels due to global warming because the Earth will actually get hot enough for all of that extra water to evaporate. Alternative fact number 2. Investors of United Airlines had a huge payday when, after losing over $1 billion in value last week, the company made it all back this week with a very sincere and honest ad campaign. Alternative fact number 3. In a study on sugary drinks, scientists found that both sugar and artificial sweeteners are both bad for your brain. Sugar led to smaller brains, poor memory, and other early stages of Alzheimer's. And people who drank diet soda were almost 3 times as likely to develop stroke and dementia. Even worse was, I forget. Moving on. Alternative fact number 4. A second copy of the Declaration of Independence was found in England last week, believed to be owned by the Duke of Richmond, who, due to his support of the Americans during the Revolutionary War and his love of skateboarding, was known as the Radical Duke. Alternative fact number 5. It was discovered this week that 2 models with no political experience were hired to do consulting work last year for a disgraced former Florida lawmaker. When asked about the job, one of the models refused to answer any questions, and the other said that she did some fundraising. I hate to be the one to break it to you, miss, but those weren't funds you were raising. And that does it for our Alternative Fact of the Week segment. If you have any alternative facts you'd like to hear on the show, leave them in the comments below and I'll pick my favorites and talk about them next week. Starbucks released a new unicorn frappuccino this week. Customers didn't really like the taste of the drink and were disgusted to learn that it was made by compressing a baby unicorn with over 4 tons of pressure in a Juicero juice press just to get 8 ounces of liquid. Well, that does it for this episode of End of the World Weekly. Thanks for tuning in and I hope you like what you saw. Be sure to tune in next week and we'll have a brand new episode. Thanks again for watching. Bye!
Delicious.